Hello everyone. In my last video, I was discussing about electricity, in which we discussed two things. The first thing was electric current, and the second thing was electric potential. So I hope you understood both the terms. हमने ये दोनों चीज़ें पिछले वीडियो में कवर की थी, इलेक्ट्रिक करंट और इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल. So let us revise that thing first, then we will proceed in this chapter. First thing was electric current. As you know, it is denoted by capital I, and it is nothing but charge passing through the given area in unit time. That is, I is equals to Q upon T, where this Q is charge and T is time. So this is how we calculate the value of current. Now suppose out of these three things we are given two things, like if we are given charge and time, we can calculate the current, and if we have the value of time and current, we can easily calculate charge flowing through that conductor. So let us take very simple example. If in a conductor, suppose the current flowing is 1 ampere, and the time taken to given time taken to pass the charge is suppose 10 minutes. We need to find the total charge that is flowing in that particular time through that circuit. So for this purpose, what we have to do, we have this relation I is equals to Q by T. So from here we can easily say Q is equals to this T is in denominator and division here, it will be shifted here, so it is I into T. So we can say Q can be calculated by multiplying the current with time. So in this way we calculate. अब जैसा कि हमको इस क्वेश्चन में दिया हुआ है, करंट जो है वो 1 एम्पियर है और जो टाइम है वो 10 मिनट्स है. बट हमें जानते हैं कि करंट की यूनिट SI यूनिट सेकंड होती है, तो हमको इस टाइम को पहले सेकंड्स में कन्वर्ट करना पड़ेगा. सो इट इज 10 मिनट, दैट इज इक्वल्स टू 10 इनटू, in 1 minute there are 60 seconds, so 60 seconds, so total time is 600 seconds. So the time in SI unit is 600 and the current is already in SI unit, that is 1 ampere. So the charge flowing through this circuit will be IT, that is I is 1 and the time is 600. So this will come 600 and the unit of charge is coulomb, so it is 600 coulomb. So this is how we solve the simple questions of charge, current and time relation. So this was the thing I just wanted to discuss. Now there is some other thing, like everywhere we will not get the same ampere SI unit of current. So there are some smaller units, like if we write milliampere, so 1 milliampere is 10 raised to power minus 3 ampere, that is 1 upon 1000 ampere, 1000th part of 1 ampere. Then we have microampere, that is 10 raised to power minus 6 ampere, that is 1 upon 10 lakh ampere. So these are quite useful when we go through the questions, so that you can use in your numerical problems. So this is I wanted to share about electric current. Now let us move to the next topic that we discuss, that is electric potential. इस क्वेश्चन में एक बार और मैं एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ. जैसा कि हमको करंट दिया हुआ है और टाइम जो है वो 10 मिनट्स है. The time was given in minutes, so we have to convert it into seconds. So we replace this minute with 60 seconds. तो जो समय आया वो है 600 सेकेंड. We multiplied current and time. So current was 1 ampere multiplied with 600 setting. So here we are getting 600. The unit of charge is coulomb. So the answer is 600 coulomb of charge is passing through that conductor in 10 minutes. So this is how we deal the question. इसके बाद हमेशा जो यूनिट होगी करंट की वो एम्पेयर में नहीं होती है, तो सब इससे छोटी यूनिट्स भी हम यूज कर सकते हैं, जिसमें मिली एम्पेयर जो कि 10 पावर -3 एम्पेयर होता है, और माइक्रो एम्पेयर जो कि 10 पावर -6 एम्पेयर होता है। यह जब भी जरूरत होगी हम इनको क्वेश्चन में यूज कर सकते हैं। So now let us move to the next topic that we discussed, that was electric potential. Now in this topic what we have discussed, electric potential is denoted by V, and it was work done to move the given charge from one point to another point. So this was V is equals to W by Q. The unit of charge is volt. It is named after scientist Volta. Now let us solve one numerical problem on this. Suppose some charge of charge is given as 20 coulomb, which we have to carry from one point to another, and the voltage of that battery is the potential difference is 6 volt. Then if we need, here we have three things: potential difference, work done, and charge. Out of these three we have two things: we have charge, we have potential difference. What we have to calculate then? We have to find out work done to move 20 coulomb charge from a point to another point in which there is a potential difference of 6 volt. So we have to calculate work done. So from this formula, work done can be easily written as W is equals to V multiplied Q. Here V is 6 volt and Q is 20. So we are getting 120, and the unit of work done is, as you know, it is joule. So this is how we calculate work done. So we can say, when we want to move 20 coulomb of charge from one point to another in a circuit where there is a potential difference of 6 volt, then the work done will be 120 of joule. If the work done is 120 of joule, then 20 coulomb charge can be moved from one point to another point if the potential difference is 6 volt. This is how we deal with the problems related to electric potential, right? Now, as I told you earlier, the connections of electric current measuring device and the electric potential measuring device. As I told you, current is measured, current measuring device is a meter, and voltage potential difference is measured by voltmeter. Now about these connections we have to go through the circuit diagram. So now let us come to a very important part of this. Whenever we have to go through the circuits, we should know various symbols where we can use these circuit components to draw any circuit diagram. So various symbols, components and their symbols are like this. Suppose we have electric cell. Electric cell is drawn by two vertical lines in which one is big and one is small. There is some gap in between. This way, this greater line will represent positive polarity and the smaller one will represent negative polarity. This is electric cell. Second component is battery, which is combination of electric cells, that is more than one cells can be connected this way. Here I am taking 3 cells, so again this will be minus side and this will be plus. So this is a combination of electric cells. Then we have switch. As you know, switch is used for doing on and off the things which are connected in the circuit. So switch is having two positions. If you are writing this way and if you are writing this way. If one dot is in between, we call it closed switch, closed position, and if it is there is no dot in between, then we call it switch. So this is the symbol of switch. Next is wire joints. In a circuit, if there is some joint, then wire joint is represented this way. Some wire is going in between, some other joint is there, then we can represent this symbol like this. So these are first four symbols which we have to use. The components are electric cell. इलेक्ट्रिक सेल का जो सिंबल है वो ऐसा होता है जिसमें दो वर्टिकल लाइंस होती है. बड़ी लाइन जो होती है वो पॉजिटिव पोलैरिटी को दिखाती है, स्मॉलर लाइन जो है वो नेगेटिव पोलैरिटी को दिखाती है. बैटरी जो बनती है वो इलेक्ट्रिक सेल की कॉम्बिनेशन से बनती है, जिसमें मैंने यहाँ पर 3 सेल लिए हैं, जिसमें बड़ी साइड अभी हमेशा पॉजिटिव पोलैरिटी दिखाएगी, छोटी साइड नेगेटिव पोलैरिटी. थर्ड वन इज स्विच. स्विच जो होता है वो किसी भी सर्किट में करंट के फ्लो को ऑन ऑफ करने में यूज होता है. स्विच को दो तरीके से दिखाते हैं. जब यह बंद होता है, क्लोज होता है, मींस द सर्किट इज ऑन, देन वी राइट अ डॉट इन बिटवीन, एंड व्हेन द स्विच इज ओपन मींस द करंट इज नॉट फ्लोइंग, इट इज केप्ट blank, means it is open condition where there is no current in the circuit. It is closed condition when there will be a current flow in the circuit. Then comes वायर जॉइंट. वायर जॉइंट, जब भी किसी सर्किट में हमको जॉइंट की आवश्यकता होती है, हम जॉइंट बनाते हैं, तो उसको हम किसी एक वायर में दूसरा वायर जोड़ के रोड से इसको बॉन्ड करते हैं. नेक्स्ट थिंग, next is bulb, electric bulb. If we talk, electric bulb is generally represented by this symbol. This is how we represent electric bulb. After this we have resistor. This is represented by this kind of zigzag lines. Then we have variable resistance. I will tell you what is the meaning of variable resistance. It is denoted by two ways. First thing is resistance is there, so just make a symbol of resistance. Then we can put this symbol, or sometimes it can be written as this way. इस तरीके से भी हम दोनों सिंबल जो है वेरिएबल रेजिस्टेंस के लिए यूज होते हैं. एक रेजिस्टेंस का सिंबल बना के ऐसे एरो बना देते हैं और एक एरो उसको क्रॉस करता हुआ देता है. यहाँ वेरिएबल का मीनिंग एज यू नो इन मैथमेटिक्स, वेरिएबल मींस जहाँ वैल्यू बार बार चेंज हो. तो ये ऐसा रेजिस्टेंस होता है जिसकी वैल्यू हम बदल सकते हैं. एंड दिस रजिस्टर रिप्रेजेंट अ फिक्स वैल्यू व्हिच वी कैन नॉट यूज. Whatever resistance we need, we have to put that component in the circuit. But here there is an option of changing the value of resistance in between. Next thing is, first one is ammeter, which I told you, and next is voltmeter. As the name suggests, ammeter starts with A and voltmeter with V, so its symbols are very simple. We write A for ammeter and we write V, capital V, for voltmeter, and there will be some polarity like this. So this is how we try to draw any circuit diagram. So in the previous part we have gone through the 4 symbols. Now the remaining one are electric bulb, which is this. electric bulb को ऐसे बनाते हैं. रेजिस्टेंस जो होता है वो उसको हम zigzag लाइन से ऐसे बनाते हैं. इसको आप ऐसे भी बना सकते हैं. This way we can draw. Variable resistance is resistance and then arrow. Both the ways are there to represent. Then ammeter and voltmeter, as the name start with A and V, they are inside a circle A and V. These are the symbols which we use to draw circuit diagram in a electrical circuit. Now let us come to the circuit part. Like I told you, suppose we take very simple circuit. Some resistor with resistance R is taken. We have a battery with 2 cells in it. We have a switch which is in open condition now. Now suppose if we close it, there will be some current. Suppose the voltage of this battery is V, potential difference across the terminals of this battery is V. The resistance of this resistor is R. The switch is in on condition and it's closed condition. Some current will start flow. Let us suppose that current is I. Then if we want to measure the potential difference across this resistor, then as I told you, the voltmeter is always connected in parallel, so it will be this way. We can connect voltmeter across the resistor like this. As this is positive polarity, so whenever we connect it, this will be plus and the minus will be connected this way. So this is how we connect voltmeter in a circuit. By using this, if suppose we name it point A and B, so this will measure the potential difference between point A and B, which is the same as the potential difference between A and B across the terminals of this resistance R. Now suppose I want to measure current that I told you is always connected. Ammeter is always connected in series. So this is the current in this direction it will come. So this will be plus and minus. So this is how we connect voltmeter and ammeter in a circuit. So voltmeter is connected in parallel with the resistance and ammeter is connected in series of this circuit. So this is how we do the connection of voltmeter and ammeter. So this is very simple circuit diagram. As we move further, we'll be going through many more. मैं दोबारा इस सर्किट को समझा रहा हूँ. जैसा कि मैंने आपको बताया था, रेजिस्टेंस को हम R से डिनोट, this is the symbol of resistance. Now let us take the value of this resistance is R. इसकी वैल्यू R है. हम एक बैटरी ले रहे हैं जिसका टोटल पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस V है. यहाँ से करंट I अगर फ्लो करता है तो वो करंट पूरे सर्किट में फ्लो होकर आएगा. ये स्विच जो है वो क्लोज पोजीशन में, मींस करंट अभी फ्लो होगा. अगर हम इस दो पॉइंट्स, जैसा कि मैंने इसमें नाम दिया है A और B, इन दोनों पॉइंट के बीच का पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस निकालना चाहें तो हमें A और B पॉइंट पर वोल्टेज मेजर करने के लिए, पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस मेजर करने के लिए हमको वोल्टमीटर कनेक्ट करना पड़ेगा, जो कि इस तरीके से होगा. नाउ इफ we say we want to connect it from outside, it doesn't matter because it is a parallel connection. It can be done anyways. You can connect it this way, so this is also okay. If you connect it outside or inside, it's just a diagram. The connection will be this way from A to B, and the voltmeter is connected in parallel. Now ammeter is always connected in series, so this will be in between the circuit. So this is how we connect ammeter and voltmeter. Now let us come to one of the important part of this chapter, that is Ohm's law. This is very famous experiment done by Ohm. So what is in this experiment? Let us come and discuss that first. Now we are taking one simple circuit where we have to perform this experiment. I am not going to tell you the facts, but how he did, I am trying to explain that. So let us take one resistance. Let us connect one voltmeter to measure the potential difference across this resistance. I am taking certain cells in between. I will just explain you why I am taking these kind of symbols. Now suppose some a meter is connected in series. Here we have a switch. Now see, I have not taken them all together. What we are going to do, let us suppose the resistance of this resistor is R. The potential drop across two terminals of this material, this conductor, will be measured by this voltmeter, and the total current flowing through the circuit will be measured by a meter. Now let us, if we take very simple data, where we have a table in which we will be taking 2-3 points. One is serial number 1, 2, 3. Then if I take potential difference, if I take current, and then I will try to explain you one very important thing, that is V upon I. Means we will divide whatever value we get in the first experiment, first step. We will find out the value of V and I, and then we will divide. Now there is no such experiment I am performing here, but I am just giving some idea how we perform all this. So what Ohm did, he connected this terminal of this circuit. If only one, each battery is having a potential difference V, suppose. So what he did, at first he connected only one cell of this available battery. So only one cell is taken, then the two cell which I have drawn here, it is out of the circuit. So the current which will start flowing if the switch is on, let us call it I1. The current which will flow will be I1. So when only one battery is taken, the potential difference across the resistor is V. Here I, current is I1 I am taking here. Now, if the potential difference, if we connect this terminal like this, these two cells are inside of the circuit now. Then what will happen? The voltage is now twice. We will change the value of current here. Suppose the current is I2 now. Then if we include this one also in the circuit, means if we connect this way, now the total voltage will be 3 volt. Now again the current will be changed, that is I3. By doing this experiment, what Ohm find, that if we calculate the ratio here, it is V upon I1, it is 2V upon I2, it is 3V upon I3. So what he found, that these values, all these values were same. So by using this experiment, this setup, he gave very important law regarding electricity, that is what we call Ohm's law, and from where we get the definition of this symbol R, which is used in electrical circuits. So when he took potential difference, and whenever he changed the value of potential difference, there was a change in current. Earlier it was V upon I1, whatever change, when he doubled the potential difference, the current I2 must have been equal to, the equal change in the current will be seen, like here it is V upon I1, so I2 will be simply 2I1. Then only we can say these two ratios will be same. From here we can say the current I3, if I write this way, V upon I1 is equals to 2V upon I2 is equals to 3V upon I3. From here what we are getting? If we look at these three V's can be cancelled. So if we look at the values of I1, I2, if we take these two together, so I cross multiplied, I2 will be 2I1, and if we cross multiply first and third, so I3 we will get 3I1. Means earlier in the first part the current was I1, then when the voltage was double the current is 2I1. When the voltage was taken 3 times of previous, the current was again 3 times. It means whatever change is being done in voltage, that same change is seen in current. Means the voltage is directly proportional to the current in the circuit. Means if we change the potential difference across a conductor, the current in the conductor will also change. This is called Ohm's law. I am explaining it again. ओम ने एक ऐसा सिस्टम लिया जिसके अंदर उन्होंने कोई रेजिस्टर लिया, उसका पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस मेजर करने के लिए वोल्टमीटर कनेक्ट किया, करंट मेजर करने के लिए अमीटर कनेक्ट किया। इनिशियली उन्होंने एक सेल लिया जिसका वोल्टेज V था, उससे करंट मेजर किया। उन्होंने हमने उसको बोला कि वो करंट I1 है। उन्होंने V और I1 का रेशियो निकाला। जैसे ही उन्होंने वोल्टेज को डबल किया, करंट की वैल्यू में कुछ चेंज आया। फिर एक और वोल्टेज बढ़ाया, एक और सेल उसमें कनेक्ट किया, तो बैटरी का जो पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस था वो 3V हो गया। फिर से उन्होंने देखा कि करंट में कुछ चेंज आया। देन ही took one relation that he divided the potential difference V by current। उन्होंने पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस को करंट से डिवाइड किया, तो उन्होंने पाया कि न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू ऑफ ऑल थ्री रेशियो वाज सेम। Now if somehow we equate them and we try to find out the values of I2 and I3 in terms of I1, we get a very important relation, that is I2 is 2I1 and I3 is 3I1. What does it mean? When we increase the voltage to just double of previous one, the current is also doubling. When we are increasing it threefold from first, जब हम इसको 2 गुना कर रहे हैं तो करंट भी 2 गुना आ रहा है। जब हम वोल्टेज को 3 गुना कर रहे हैं तो करंट भी 3 गुना आ रहा है। इट मींस जो भी वैल्यू में हम V पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस में बदलाव करेंगे, वही बदलाव करंट के अंदर होगा। एंड दिस इज द लॉ व्हिच इज नोन एज Ohm's law. So now let us come to the statement of this law, that is Ohm's law. So what he said, at a fixed temperature, or we can say physical conditions, the potential difference across two terminals of a conductor at a fixed temperature, potential difference across two terminals of a conductor is directly proportional to the current flowing in the circuit. So this is what we call Ohm's law. At a fixed temperature, potential difference across two terminals of a conductor is directly proportional to the current flowing in the circuit, through the circuit. So if we write symbolically, it is V is directly proportional to I, and as you must be knowing what you have learned in previous class in gravitation, to remove any proportionality sign we have to add some constant. Here that constant is, here if we remove this proportionality sign, that constant is put, that is R, or we can say V upon I. This ratio is constant, and this constant value was given the name of resistance. This is called as resistance, which is denoted by capital R, and the value of this resistance is dependent on temperature. That's why we have written at a given temperature. If the temperature is changed, the value will change. So that is why at a given temperature, this ratio will be always same. In whatever proportion we increase the value of voltage, the same increase will be seen in the value of current through the circuit. So that is why the numerical ratio V upon I will be always constant for that circuit. What does it mean? If we take any conductor, the resistance. Now what is the meaning of this resistance? Actually this resistance is the capacity of this conductor. This resistance is the capacity of the conductor. Resistance is the capacity of a conductor to oppose flow of current. To oppose flow of current in the circuit. What is resistance? Resistance is the capacity of a conductor, given conductor. Whatever conductor will take in a circuit, it is the capacity of that conductor to oppose the flow of current in that circuit. This is known as resistance of that particular conductor. And for a given material or conductor, the value of resistance is same if the temperature is kept constant. So we can say there, from here we are getting a very important relation, that is V is equals to IR. So this is how we write Ohm's law, where we relate the voltage and current with a constant that is known as resistance of that material. So we were discussing about Ohm's law, where we are up to the definition of resistance, that is resistance is the capacity of a conductor to oppose the flow of current. What does it mean? If any resistance is there, any resistor is there, if its length is some more, or we can say its area cross section is more, then there are certain factors by which it can oppose more as compared to the given condition. So these are the points which we will cover in the next coming topic. Before that, we will have to go through the resistance topic as well. So this is denoted by R. Here, this resistance, if we talk about Ohm's law, it is V is equals to IR. If we want to calculate the value of resistance from here, so it can be V upon I, that is R. Then comes the unit of resistance. Unit of resistance. From this above relation, it should be the unit of volt. Potential difference is voltage. So it is 1 volt upon 1 ampere. This is how we find out. So we can say, if we are writing 1 volt 1 upon 1 ampere, it is 1 volt upon 1 ampere, and there is a new term which is called 1. This symbol denotes ohm, which is SI unit of resistance. This symbol is a Greek letter which denotes ohm, and as the name suggests, the law was given by Ohm, so it was named after him, which is generally represent the value of resistance. So this is Ohm. Now let us define 1 ohm by using this relation. It is very clear that if there is a potential difference of 1 volt, and if 1 ampere current is flowing through that circuit, then the resistance will be 1 ohm. What does it mean? There is a resistance. We have a battery and this is how we connect ammeter and voltmeter. This is a battery in which the potential difference is 1 volt. If now the current is flowing is 1 ampere, then the resistance from here will be, this resistance will be 1 ohm. Means we can define it 1 ohm resistance by this. If a resistance is connected to a battery with a potential difference 1 volt, and if 1 ampere current is flowing through this circuit, then the resistance of this resistor will be 1 ohm. So this is all about resistance. Now let us talk about the relation between these three: voltage, current and resistance. So this is very important to discuss, as we know we have to relate them all. Like as I told you, voltage potential difference V is equals to IR from the original definition. So if we have the value of current and resistance, we can find out potential difference. Similarly, just now we have defined resistance is V upon I. If we have the value of voltage potential difference and current flowing through the resistance, that is why we divide voltage by amperes, means potential difference divided by current, we can calculate the value of resistance. And now the third thing, if we need current in the circuit, then we can calculate it by this relation. I is nothing but V by R. This can be easily written from here. If we take this R to other side, it will come in denominator. So current is potential difference divided by resistance of that conductor. So this is how we calculate if two of the values are given to us. Now let us take two simple questions related to this law. First question is, when a 12-volt battery is connected across an unknown resistor, there is a current, of value 2.5 milliampere in the circuit. Calculate what is unknown resistor. So calculate R. So here what we have to calculate, the resistance of that unknown resistor. So for this solution, what we have to do, we are using Ohm's law. The potential difference is given as 12 volt across the battery. The current, electric current I is 2.5 milliampere. As I told you, the SI unit is ampere, so we have to convert this into ampere. That is 2.5 milliampere is 10 raised to power minus 3. So here what we will get, if we remove this decimal, we get this is minus 3 and this we get, so it is total now 25 into minus 4, 10 raised to power minus 4 ampere. So this is the current. Now what we need the value of resistance. So by using Ohm's law, we can write V is equals to IR. Whatever value is known to us, just substitute. We have potential difference 12, current is 25 into 10 raised to power minus 4 into R. Now we need the value of resistance, so this can be calculated from here. So now look at this. If we need the value of R, this will be 12 upon 25 into 10 raised to power minus 4. So from this we can write R is equals to 12 upon 25 into this minus sign. If we shift it to numerator part, this will be this way. So if we try to solve this, we'll be getting 10,000 upon 25. If we divide it by 25, we'll be getting 400. So 12 4s are 4800. What is it? Resistance. So its SI unit is 4800 ohm. So this is how we solve the question of Ohm's law. इसमें हमने क्या किया, जो वैल्यू दी थी उसमें करंट जो था वो मिली एम्पियर में था, हमने उसको एम्पियर में कन्वर्ट किया तो वो 25 मल्टीप्लाइड विद 10 raised to power minus 4 एम्पियर आया। ओम्स लॉ की जो रिलेशन थी V इक्वल्स टू I, उसमें जो भी वैल्यूज हमको पता थी, V पता था, पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस, करंट हमें पता था, वो रख दिया। देन वी कैलकुलेटेड द वैल्यू ऑफ R बाय सॉल्विंग दिस सिंपल मल्टीप्लिकेशन आई यूज्ड। Now when we wanted to divide it, this 10 power 4 is 10,000. We divided 25 by 25, we get 1, and if we divide this 10,000 by 25, we'll get 400. If we multiply 400 with 12, we'll be getting 4,800 ohm. So the resistance of that unknown resistor is 4,800 ohm. This is very simple question based on Ohm's law. Now let us take one more question, which is a step better. This is a very good question. If potential difference of a conductor is 60 volt when it draws a current 4 ampere, when it draws a current 4 ampere from the source. Now what will be the current, what will be the current through conductor if potential difference is doubled? This is the question. If potential difference of a conductor is 60 volt when it draws a current of 4 ampere, when a conductor is connected across a source of 60 volt, the current in that ammeter will be measured as 4 ampere. Now we want to calculate what current will be there if the potential difference is double. By Ohm's law, when potential difference was 60, the current was 4. If the potential difference is double, what we will get? We will definitely get the current will be double of this, which will be 8 ampere. But let us solve this by using simple concepts what we have discussed now. जैसा कि हमको पता है पहले केस में पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस है 60, then current is 4 ampere. By using this we can calculate the resistance, that is V upon I of that conductor, that will be 60 upon 4. What we get? 15 ohm. So the resistance of that conductor is 15 ohm, and as I told you, for a particular conductor the value of resistance remains same. So the value of R will be as it is. Now what happened? The value of potential difference is double. So the value of, let us call it V1 and this one is I1. So the resistance will be V1 upon I1, that we calculated 15. Now V2 potential difference in the second case is double, means 2 into 60, that is 120 volt. Now we want to calculate what will be the value of I2. So what we have to calculate? Current. So the relation which we have derived just now, the current I2 will be V2 upon R, as the resistance will remain for the same conductor. The value of V2 here is 120 upon the resistance we calculated is 15. So if we divide it, we will be getting 8 ampere. So as I told you, it will become 2 times, as we are just doubling potential difference. So in this problem, the main Ohm's law is being verified. I am repeating it again. एक कंडक्टर है, उसका पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस 60 वोल्ट है. इट ड्रॉज द करंट ऑफ 4 एम्पियर. उससे 4 एम्पियर करंट जो है वो ड्रॉ होता है सोर्स से. अब अगर हम पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस को डबल कर देते हैं तो अब सोर्स से कितना करंट निकलेगा. सो we have taken it as V1 as 60 volt, earlier one, then current was 4 ampere. By using this we can calculate the resistance of that conductor, that is V upon I. So V1 and I1, so we divided it by 4, we are up to the value of R, that is 15 ohm. Now in the second case the voltage is double, means 2 into 60 of previous one, so it is 120 volt. Now we have calculated the current, that is V upon R, V2 upon R, as R is same. So 120 upon 15, when we divide 120 by 15, we have the value of current, that is 8 ampere. So we can write current is also doubled when we double the value of potential difference. So this is how we verify Ohm's law by using a numerical.